Out here near Daytona Beach stands a rather mysterious mall known as the Sunshine Plaza. And while researching this place, it's had a few different names in its life, of which include Sunshine Park Mall and the Daytona Beach Outlet Mall. Today, it's a mere business center, and while the exterior is quite busy traffic-wise, it's a different story inside. Let's take a look. Now, I had a lot of trouble trying to figure all this out, because there was apparently another Sunshine Mall in Clearwater, Florida, and even though that mall hasn't existed for a long time, it's got far better documentation. But, after some digging, I was able to figure out this mall's past. Originally opening as the Sunshine Mall, the mall would be confirmed under construction in 1969 and would host a Woolco as its main anchor. While an opening date was never found, it was likely to have opened in 1970 or 1971. At the time, Daytona had been struggling with drug abuse and a stagnant economy according to the papers at the time, and was undergoing multiple efforts to revitalize itself. Given how I still hear about drug abuse and crime in that area today, some things never change. Alright, seems there were a few weird stories of crimes in this mall's earlier years. One of them involved a woman who was conned out of $2,000 that she had in October 1972, and another was an armed robbery by two guys who stole $350 from a service station and then ditched their car in the mall parking lot in August 1974. Now, getting back to the mall, it seems the Sunshine Mall didn't do all that well, and by 1984, it had been renamed to the Daytona Beach Outlet Mall. And instead of Woolco, we'd see Zayre as the main anchor for the mall, whom opened that same year. And as before, the Daytona Beach Outlet Mall was another short-lived concept, and by 1997, the mall would be renamed again to the Sunshine Park Mall. I have to wonder if the opening of Volusia Mall had sucked the air out of the room for all other malls, since Sunshine Mall wasn't doing well and the nearby Daytona Mall practically ceased to exist. Now, unfortunately, I don't have dates for when Zayre flew the coop, but when Publix came in to fill its place, Publix would at least remain all the way up to today, and it shows no signs of slowing down. And finally, the mall would be named into the Sunshine Plaza and would be classified more as a business center right around 2020. You do have a handful of retail tenants, including a store for international foods, but you would also have offices, a DMV, churches, education centers, even a bowling alley. Overall, it's been up, down, left, right, in and out, but for now, it does seem the Sunshine Plaza has found a niche for itself in South Daytona. You'll have to forgive my lack of finer details, but researching this mall, getting crosstalk with another mall in Clearwater, and even Miami has made this a bit of a pain to research. This might actually be the dullest mall I've ever seen, even by business center standards. Granted, business centers have never been known for their use of color or even having interesting contrast, but man, this is awful. Dare I'd say, chromophobic. I'll tell you what is colorful though. Some of the personalities of some of the locals here. I went into Publix and decided to see what they had for grocery shopping. Didn't really find much worth buying, but one woman took notice of my shirt, which was a Monty Python reference that reads, "I'm not dead yet." She took note of that, and I recall her saying, "You're not dead yet? We'll see." Okay, Karen, what's that supposed to mean? No, seriously. That's not something you want to hear from a total stranger.